Alright, hello guys. So today we're going to be going over my trapping supplies and tools. So we'll get into the traps. So I trap a lot of coons, possums, fox, muskrats, beaver, all of it. So let's get started with what I use for coons and possums. I use a dog proof, doesn't really matter which kind. I put just a little bit of food down here in the bottom, and then they reach down there and get it. I use a push or pull trigger system, and I use regular rebar stakes to stake them in the ground. I don't use earth anchors or tree staples or anything like that. Now let's go to the Muskrat Traps. This is a Duke 1.5, and it's night latched. All my traps are night latched. In this one I have a chain stake. I like to use these for fox too, so I have it on it, and then with muskrats it just goes into the water, so I don't have to make longer, have to use more wire. That's a smart idea. Now we'll go into my fox and coyote traps. I also have a bridger right here. I use that a lot for anything really. Here's something neat. I like these. They're just little traps. Not sure what they are. Bought them at a store used. And I caught beaver in this, muskrat. You can catch possums, coons, fox. I'm sure if you can catch a beaver, you can catch a coyote. I don't know what it is. If any of you guys know, you can drop a comment. Got my tag on there. And then this one I don't have anything on the bottom because it broke off when I was trying to get it out of the ground. Here's another little trap. It's the Chinese little trap here for muskrats and mink. And I just use wire strapped to a tree or something. I like to use these screen wire covers. I take a plastic sandwich bag and you cut it down the middle and slide it in like that. This brush here, it's an old snow brush to brush the snow off. For dog proofs, I also use the golf ball trick, or you use an old egg from your chickens. You put that on the top and that works better than golf balls. I use these scissors here and I cut the hay or straw. I use whatever. Cut it, put it on top of your trap, and it's freeze proof. Hammer here, a 3-tool trapping hammer. Pretty standard, but it's very useful. Now here's something else I use for my sets. It's just an old wire brush, and I just scrape the dirt and stuff if I need to use it. I always have it with me. Now here is my dirt sifter. Just the old standard sifters. They're the cheapest thing you can. If I'm walking, I use this bag or a 5-gallon bucket. Just an old little hardware bag. Or I use a bucket and just carry it with me. Or I have my 4-wheeler. That'll be a different video. So just stay tuned. Now here's my hatchet. It's a little bit rusty. I gotta fix that. But I use this a lot to cut down trees if I need. And whenever you're out there, you always want a pair of binoculars. If you're driving through, you see something in the field, you want to make sure that it's not a fox or a possum or a coon, because then you can shoot it. Here is also a must-have for any trapper. This is not really what's in my trapping bag, but you want this or a fan, a box fan, when you get a wet coon and you have nothing to do with it. You also always want to have one of these Japanese saws, I call them. Just the little hand saws, because you never know when you're going through your 4-wheeler trail, you have a log down. You want to be able to cut it down with something that can get in there and just go to town. And also, I like to carry these little toolboxes like this for my baits and my lures. They fit nice in there. and they don't rattle around and get broken because they're in glass containers. You also want to have plenty of feathers, turkey feathers, chicken feathers, guinea hen feathers, turkey feathers, whatever. You want to have a bag of those with you, and you want rabbit's fur, squirrel fur, whatever you small game hunt, keep that fur, just the excess, and throw it in a bag and use it on top of your dirt hole instead of having to buy sheep's wool. Well, I think that's it. So, see you on the next one.